Here we are in the countryside, the Japanese countryside of Kitakyushu City. Kitakyushu City, Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. And what this video is going to be about is my first impressions of the dojo training in Japan. So what I'd like to get out of the way is, now before I talk about my first impressions, I'd like to tell you a little story about what occurred before going to Japan. So anyways, I had a talk with my uncle 2 days prior to my departure from Canada in regards to continuing my training in Kyokushin Karate in Japan. My uncle now, he's a martial artist himself. He's about 55, 56, 57-ish, around that. But anyways, he's trained in the martial arts for many years. Like back in the day, in the early 80s, we used to call him the Black Bruce Lee, and he was pretty ripped, very skilled and very active in the martial arts. He trained like every day. He trained in like Kung Fu, Aikido, Kempo, and he's very knowledgeable as well. So anyways, back to my story now, in regards to my training in Japan. What he told me was that I should prepare myself and expect them to test me in the dojo. And so I kept it in mind while applying for membership in the Kyokushin dojo here. And so anyways, I began my training at the Kyokushin dojo. My first day, it was a Sunday. There was actually a kids class and a adult kumite class right after. So anyways, I stuck around with the kids class, put on my dogi, came outside. The kids class ended, and all the kids, they were curious to see. They were curious to see me. You know, this being Kitakyushu City, there's only a handful of foreigners here, you know, and the majority of exposure that these kids probably get are from the English teachers at their schools. So anyways, as I was writing my name down at the sign-in table, all the kids, they all surrounded me, and they were very curious. You know, they wanted to know my name, they wanted to hear me speak, and they were very surprised at me after I had written my name down in katakana. So one kid got my name, started passing it around to every other student in the class. So yeah, there's about a dozen kids. They're all around me, looking at me, wondering about me, wondering why I was there, etc. So anyways, the adult kumite class came up. You know, we all got together and, you know, we all did our thing. We did our little warm-up, started hitting the bags afterwards and all that. Anyways, I had, actually what happened was I had my knees kicked out, and I ended up sitting down during my first day. And anyways, that's about it for that. But the day after, it was Monday night, adult class. You know, my second day at the dojo, and actually I participated in the children's class, and then I wanted to participate in the adult class. You know, I figured that since I'm at the dojo, I might as well get in as much as I can during my my first few days there. So anyways, what happened now was we all did our thing. We did our warm up. After warm up, everybody got together, and then it was break time. During break time, I went to the back room, washed my face, washed my arms. And then on my way out, I saw this man enter the dojo. So I bowed my head to him and I said, "Os." After bowing my head to him, went back to the dojo training grounds. After the training grounds, after the break at the training grounds, the man, he came in. Everybody turned to him and bowed. showing their respect, shouting out "Os," as they regularly do. Anyway, so I looked to his belt and I noticed he had a 5 Dan black belt. Turns out he's the Shihan of the dojo, and I'm not gonna say his name yet, but anyway, maybe in future videos I'll give his name out and we could talk about him a little bit more. But anyways, so what happened now was being watched. Anyway, so what happened now was after Shihan came into the class, he asked everybody to get into their protective gear, training pads. So we did. We all sat down, and Shihan, standing in the middle of the dojo training ground. Now he got everybody to prepare for kumite. So he called 2 of the students up, and they did their thing. He got one of the boys and another girl. They were about, I would say, approximately 12, 13 years old. They all began fighting, and I was in amaze. I was watching on with amazement, and I'd never seen a girl hit so hard. And in Canada, I've never seen a kids kumite between a boy and a girl, and them hitting so hard like that. I was kind of amazed. And then there was a second kumite. I was like, yeah, it was 2 boys, they're going at it. And then all of a sudden, Shihan, he pointed to me. He told me to stand up and take a stand over there. And he got one of the other students to stand right in front of me. It was my turn for kumite. And we did our thing. And during the fight, I can remember Oli getting off 2 attacks. I did a jab to his chest, and I kicked him in the leg. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I saw lights. I got hit in the face, and my head turned back. I reached out with my right arm in Japanese, and I said, wait a minute. And right after that, I noticed my eyes getting teary because I had just been kicked in the nose. And my eyes were teary. There was a lot of tears, but it wasn't from emotion or anything. It was just a natural reaction of me getting kicked in the nose really hard. Anyway, so what happened now was I turned back. I was back in fighting stance, but I just couldn't see. My eyes were full of tears, and I couldn't see. So I said, you know what, I'm finished. So I went to go sit back down, and within like 10 seconds after sitting down, I noticed blood dripping out of my nose. So here I am in Japan, first kumite, got kicked in the nose, and it was the first time I've ever been kicked in the nose, and it was the first time that a nosebleed had occurred right after, So I was looking at it like, is this really happening? Is this real? Anyways, I went to the back room, washed my face up. The blood stopped almost immediately after putting water on my face. And I came out of the washroom, of the back room, and I noticed a gentleman sitting on the bench right beside the washing door. He looked at me and he asked me if I'm all right. I said yes. And he told me that the guy who kicked me is the #1 kicker in the dojo. I was like, okay, #1 kicker in the dojo. Okay, amazing. So anyways, we went back. It was right before class ended, so we all did our bowings and ended class. Anyways, I went up to the dojo. I went up to the front of the class after Shihan's request, and I introduced myself. And you know, I told them who I was, where I'm from, where I lived, when I got to Japan, how long I've been training in Kyokushin for. And oh, another thing too, Shihan, he speaks really good English. You know, he's actually the only English speaker in the dojo. So I was kind of glad for that. And yeah, later on down the line, we made a bond, and yeah, other things came out of that. But I'll talk about that in other videos. So yeah, that's about it. We went home, and actually, you know, one of the adults in the class, he offered to drive me home, so it was good on that. Yeah, that was my first time experience, and that's all for now. Until the next video, keep your chin up, stay strong, and never give up. It's one love, one Kyokushin. Os.